Jon, did you see Dana's comments on Saturday?
Huh?
Did you see Dana's comments on Saturday?
Dana's comments? No, I did not.
What do you think about DC saying he would have already fought Tom?
Should I move the
I
car?
don't think much about it, but I really do want to fight Tom Aspinall. I just want to meet him here at Dirty Boxing.
So he has to come to a dirty boxing event for him to get the fight.
No, we'll fight here at Dirty Boxing.
You'll fight at dirty boxing. I like that. All right, Jon.
Finally, the wait is over.
The standoff is finally over. After what has felt like an eternity of waiting, Jon Jones has apparently committed to the fight the entire MMA world has been demanding. The legendary heavyweight champion has now gone on record, seemingly agreeing to a showdown with interim champion Tom Aspinall. This comes after months of speculation, back and forth trash talk, and growing frustration from fans and fighters alike. So, what did Jones actually say, and what does this mean for the heavyweight division? Let's break down this massive development.
The fact he's not stepping up and fighting, yet he's let the whole MMA fan base down. I couldn't have somebody else saying that they're going to beat me and not at least fight them. And then if I lose, at least I tried my best. There's a lot of politics in there in the UFC at the top levels, and it's just like out of my hands, so there's nothing I can really do about it.
Analyst Chael Sonnen provided his take on the delays, noting he's never seen a fight so highly anticipated by fans get so consistently shut down. He drew a parallel to pursuing someone in school who continuously rejects you until you eventually give up. Sonnen argues that the hype for Jones versus Aspinall isn't as intense as it was 3 months ago, and was even hotter 5 months back. However, he does concede that the excitement could be reignited with a single strategic move, like a press conference or even a simple Instagram live from Dana White.
Guys, I have never seen a fight that we've wanted that we've then been denied. No different than the girl at school that you're chasing and she's telling you no. Lose steam. This fight is a smaller fight now than it was 3 months ago. Aspinall versus Jones, which, by the way, I don't maintain for that it could be resurrected one press conference or one Instagram live by Dana. I'm just sharing for you right now. Jones and Aspinall was not only hotter 3 months ago, it was hotter than that 5 months ago, and it is coming to an almost crawl.
After months of fan demand and rising animosity between the two heavyweights, Jon Jones has seemingly accepted the challenge from Tom Aspinall. He has now publicly stated his readiness to face the interim champ, confirming his desire for the fight and showing he is no longer sidestepping the matchup.
Jon, did you see Dana's comments on Saturday?
Huh?
Did you see Dana's comments on Saturday?
Dana's comments? No, I did not.
What do you think about DC saying he would have already fought Tom?
Should I move the
I
car?
don't think much about it, but I really do want to fight Tom Aspinall. I just want to meet him here at Dirty Boxing.
So he has to come to a dirty boxing event for him to get the fight.
No, we'll fight here at Dirty Boxing.
You'll fight at dirty boxing. I like that. All right, Jon.
YouTuber Sneeko and former fighter Brendan Schaub questioned the ongoing delay, dismissing the age difference between the two as a legitimate reason for Jones to avoid the bout. Sneeko noted that Jones has a history of fighting much older opponents like Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic, which makes any hesitation about Aspinall's age seem inconsistent. They both concluded that if Jones is unwilling to fight the #1 contender, he should vacate the title rather than stall the entire division.
We should see Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall. Why is it not happening? All these mismatchups.
Well, Jon Jones recently talking about fighting.
Why is he not fighting Aspinall? Like, that doesn't make sense. I love Jon Jones. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like, he's saying that he's a lot. Oh, that are different generations. Dude, you're 37, he's 32. He fought DC when he was like early 20s. DC was almost 40. Jon Jones fought Stipe. Stipe was like 42 years old. Jon Jones was 36. This is a matchup that should happen. Tom Aspinall's the #1 challenger. Jon Jones is still carrying the belt with the challenger waiting right now, and for no reason they're not fighting. We need to see more of these fights instead of seeing people like sit on the belt forever, holding up the division.
It was like the person that was sort of, yo, I want to fight you for the longest, and he's like, I don't need to fight you.
So then give up the belt.
I think he said
So why is he still has the belt?
I think he tweeted recently, like, I don't give a, he'll strip me. Like, I don't think he cares.
My point is they should be forced to fight the top contenders or just get rid of your belt. Don't hold everybody else up in the division.
I see what you're saying.
Aspinall's waiting. There's no reason why, like, just because he doesn't feel like fighting the top contender, then you're not the real champ.
Meanwhile, Olympic wrestler and MMA prospect Gable Steveson weighed in, suggesting that only Jon Jones knows his true plans. Steveson explained that Jones operates on his own terms and will execute his plans to the best of his ability. When asked whether he'd prefer to see Jones fight Francis Ngannou or Tom Aspinall, Gable deferred, stating that the choice should be left to Jones himself, affirming that Jones isn't ducking anyone and will make his move when he's ready.
Last one as well. Obviously, we talked about Jon being in the gym and everything. Is he done? Is he finished, or is he going to do one more?
I'm not sure. That might be a question you have to ask Jon.
I did. Well, you know what? You know how he is. But if you had the book, would you rather Francis or Tom for him?
I would rather have Jon do what Jon wants to do.
Right.
And if that's Tom, and it's Tom. If it's Francis, then it's Francis. If it's me, then it's me.
Yeah.
But
and it's definitely he's not ducking, right?
No, he's not ducking. But whatever Jon wants to do, he will do, and he'll do it to the best of his abilities.
Thank you very much.
Jon Jones's greatest rival, Daniel Cormier, offered a blunt assessment of the situation. He emphasized that being the champion carries a responsibility, especially with a deserving contender like Tom Aspinall waiting in the wings. Cormier feels that Jones isn't displaying the fearless attitude that defined his career. He stated that if he were still champion, he would have already fought Aspinall without a second thought, driven by the excitement of facing a credible threat. To Cormier, Jones's reluctance is baffling and goes against the very essence of a true fighter.
It feels wrong to him.
Jon Jones will get to retire from fighting. But if he doesn't fight this guy, then that's just him quitting. There's one real fight for him, and he's not so old and washed up that he can't take it. So that's how I feel about that. We fought them all. I can tell you guys on good authority, if I was still fighting today and I was still the heavyweight champion and Tom Aspinall was the #1 contender, I would have already fought him. 1,000%. The mindset that I carried through my fight career, knowing how dangerous, it would have done nothing but excite me to see someone standing across the octagon that could potentially beat me or knock my ass out. That would have made me train harder, smarter, and be more prepared than I ever could have been. That's what that would have done to me. What it's doing to Jon Jones is very disturbing, and it's very hard for me to understand, because in my mind, this guy's a fighter, because I've seen him do it time and time again. I don't know. It's very, very, it's a very weird situation going on with this Jones thing.
Cormier further elaborated on the confusion caused by the delay. He argued that despite Jones's legendary career, his current behavior is not what you expect from a champion. Instead of creating uncertainty, Cormier believes Jones should unify the titles by fighting Aspinall. A victory would not only silence the doubters, but also add another significant achievement to his legacy. According to Cormier, the current path is the polar opposite of what a fighter of Jones's caliber should be doing.
The right thing is to go fight this kid. And if you beat him, which is a real thing and a real likely scenario, you can then stick it to everybody like you've done on so many different occasions and tell them about it. Nothing feels better to a guy like Jon Jones to be able to beat the guy that you thought was going to get him, and then him going, what did I say to you? It's sweeter than any title or anything else you can give this man. But he's got to be willing to take that chance to go and fight this dude. Hey, could Tom Aspinall put him out? Absolutely. Tom Aspinall could put him out. He could shut his lights out. Because guess what? You can hit Jon Jones. He can be hit. But he's tough. And he has a great chin. He can be hit, though. And if he gets hit by that dude, a big guy like that who's fast, Tom could put him out right away. That's a real possibility. But there's also a possibility that Jones takes him deep into a fight that he's never, in a place where he's never been before, where Jones has lived. Jones has lived in those places, and he could drown Tom Aspinall. But we'll never know if this dude don't just fight or quit. Or quit. That's the truth. Not everybody gets to retire.
Quinton Rampage Jackson shared his perspective, suggesting that Jones is more focused on his legacy and securing massive paydays than simply being a fighter. While Rampage understands the desire for big money, he contrasted it with his own era, where fighters didn't care about rankings and never refused a challenge. He feels that today's fighters are more like business-minded athletes. Rampage predicts Jones will probably retire unless Dana White makes him an offer he can't refuse, like $35 million.
Probably will not happen.
Hey Rampage, how do you feel about Jon not defending his belt? Why is he so entitled?
I don't give a about Jon. No, but he more worried about his legacy than just being a fighter. And That motherfucker holding out for a whole lot of money. I can't blame him for that part, holding out for a whole lot of money, but you know what I'm saying? Back in my day in fight, we didn't give a fuck about no legacy, like what ranking and shit you is. We like to fight. We love to fight. These new age fighters, they're athletes. They're not, a lot of them not fighters and hard, you know what I'm saying? You know, we fight and we never turn down a fight. We didn't hold out like that. So that's a whole nother shit.
So you don't think Jones Aspinall doesn't happen?
I don't think, I think Jon Jones is going to retire unless Dana ups like 35 million or something like that.
What?
Michael Bisping offered a more optimistic viewpoint, proposing that the UFC's silence could be a deliberate strategy to build maximum hype. He thinks a fight of this magnitude deserves a grand rollout, with major press events and a carefully planned announcement. Bisping believes the delay may be part of a larger plan to deliver a massive, surprising reveal to the fans at the opportune moment.
At the perfect moment.
Now, of course, this is one of the most highly anticipated fights in all of UFC history. And you can't just announce it, oh, the fight's going to happen. No.
That's stupid.
Fights of this magnitude, the UFC want to do a proper job. They want to announce it in a spectacular fashion. They want to have a press conference. They want the world's media there. They don't want someone on YouTube or whatever or on the phone just going, yeah, the fight's happening, right? Even when I was fighting my fights, I wasn't allowed to announce them. They wanted to announce them, as I say, in the proper way to make sure that all the world's media is there and it gets all the coverage that it deserves. This is the kind of fight that, of course, deserves that kind of attention. This is a fight the world are crying out for, and this is a fight that it seems like we are going to see.
I told you guys already, we'll get Aspinall versus Jones done. The heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax. I'll announce that.
So, there you have it. That's the latest on the potential showdown between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. What are your thoughts on this situation? Do you believe the fight will finally happen? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And be sure to check out our other videos on the screen now. Thanks for watching.